Welcome to this basic OneNote tutorial. I'm going to click on OneNote to open it. Once I do, I should have notebooks open up. I have various notebooks. One is titled under my name, other ones are titled by subject. It depends on your preference. You can title them however you want. My husband does by title, and then by chapter, and then by section, and then inserts his work. I have done under my name to differentiate myself from his, and then sometimes by the topic or sometimes by the chapter and then section. I'm going to add a new chapter and section so you can see what that looks like. So if I add a section, then I can say this is chapter 2, and if I add a page at the bottom, I can say section 2, and the first one can be section 1. Alright, so I'm going to go back to chapter 1. You can bounce back and forth as much as you like. I'm going to insert something that I want to see for my class. So if I insert, I'm going to want to insert a picture file, just because I find it a lot easier to add them as pictures. They have a new thing where you can insert as a printout, but I haven't figured out how to use it just yet. So let's say I was doing the book and I needed to show this to my class. I could. I can even make notes. So if I go to the draw feature, I can either choose to use my finger, I could choose to use a pen, so I'm going to use a pen tool. Currently I'm using a Surface Pro 4, so I have the stylus as well, so it makes it a lot easier. I can highlight things that I want to talk about with my class, so if I use the highlighter, I can say I want you to we're going to be really emphasizing definite integrals and finding their volume. So what is volume? Do you remember what volume is? And we can have discussions, and I can write off notes from students and blurbs, and I can expand or contract the screen with my fingers. And then I can write as much as I want, and I can also, while I'm doing this, I can go to insert an audio recording, so I can record audio of the entire discussion and then post it to Google Classroom or whatever online website I have. So I've done that before, and it was very helpful for the students to go back to the lesson that we actually talked about and run through it. So if I hit audio recording, it will start a timer, and I can just say, let's talk about definite applications of the integrals. And down here it'll actually show the audio recording as a tab that I can click on later. We'll talk about cross sections. I'm just pretending to be a teacher right now. Method of slicing. We'll talk about areas. And then once I'm done with the recording, I hit stop. And I can play it back. Video recording. It will start a timer, and I can move back and forth throughout the clip and see whether or not I liked it. If I don't like it, I can get rid of it. Getting rid of it, I click on the actual icon itself. If I can get to it. Let's zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. Yep, audio recording, and if I hated it, I can click on it and hit delete, and it will delete the entire section and I won't see it anymore. It also has some cool features where you can search throughout an audio recording, but I haven't played with those yet. I haven't really needed to. I think it would be a fun feature for my students to actually be able to go back to a specific word if they were thinking about it. Like, say I said, oh, that was a question for the AP exam, so they could search AP exam and go to that specific word so that they can be more vigilant about things that I said. Also, with the draw feature, you can create shapes, which is very helpful sometimes for teachers who can't draw very straight or shaky. You can create straight lines, you can create diamonds, you can create, these are new features, they have graph features now, the XY axis and three-dimensional graphs. In this new selection too, good things for teachers to know that are math teachers are, say for example, if I have 2x equals 4, I can select the lasso tool and lasso the entire statement, and then if I click on math, it will ask me whether or not it got it right, and I'll say fix it, and then I'll circle what was wrong with it, and then I'll say, oh, that was supposed to be an x, and then I'll hit done, and then I can pick a selection for it, so I can say solve for x, and it will tell me what the solution is, and if I want to, I can drag my solution underneath, and then, I mean, that's really small right now, but that's because I wrote the other one humongous. If I zoom in, and I can make this a little bit bigger if I wanted to. Ugh. It gets kind of finicky when you're trying to get close, but I could make that larger if I go to the home and I increase the size. So if I made it like, I don't know, 40. There we go, and you can actually see it now. It could show steps. It will show me what happened. I can also click on other actions that it can do for me. So I can graph both sides of the equation. I can talk about how 2x is a linear equation and 4 is a constant equation, and then their intersection is the point where their solution is the point of intersection where they meet. And you can see as you scroll back and forth, you can scroll and get all the values that you would have for any particular equation. You can graph two-dimensional the solution. The solution was x equals 2, so you see all the values are always x equals 2 and the y values change. It will also do some calculus things for you. So if I insert or if I draw another equation, let's say I had the equation, oops, sorry, I should click the draw tool first. 3x squared plus 7x. And then I select it with my lasso. And then I go math again. And it's perfect this time. And then I select the action that I want to take. I can have it factor it for me. It will show me the steps. Using the quadratic formula, you could also pick other things, I think. Well, it just says using the quadratic formula, but it showed me the steps. You can have it evaluate. No, there wouldn't be any evaluation because it's not equal to anything. I don't know why it still has that feature there. You can have it graph, so it will show you the parabola. You can have it differentiate, so it'll take the derivative, and the derivative, as we know, is 6x plus 7, and it will integrate the function for you as well. And it will tell you the solution, and then if it says get practice quiz, sometimes you're not able to get an actual practice. At the end of my video, I hope this kind of gets you started with OneNote. It's not really a full-on user guide, it's more of what I use as a math teacher.